Sure, they used the stuff 70 years ago, but what good is hemp in a world like today? A world that appears to have everything it needs.
It opens a whole new market. It opens a whole new market on every level.
You can harvest off the seeds, you can harvest out the inner pulp and the long stem fibers.
The fiber itself is the strongest natural fiber in the world.
All the clothes I'm wearing today for this interview are hemp. All the clothes I actually always wear are made out of hemp. Been so since probably '94 when I realized I could buy clothes made out of organic fibers that lasted longer than cotton.
You can eat hemp seeds and it contains all the essential amino acids and fatty acids. It makes fuel. You can make biodiesel out of it.
Hemp is an excellent source for biofuel.
When you grow hemp for fuel, every crop unleashes a huge amount of oxygen into the environment. And in fact, the same amount of oxygen that you lose when you burn it off, you gain back. So it's a closed cycle, ending the greenhouse effect.
There are so many hundreds of strains of industrial hemp that you can grow hemp almost anywhere in the world. Not everywhere in the world, but almost everywhere in the world. So just that alone makes it a resource for fuel.
That is the solution, is to stop using fossil fuels and nuclear energy. Stop using them entirely and using wind and wave and sun more and these biofuels.
People will get it, especially as the gas prices go up. It's the highest quality paper there is. I mean, it's archival quality. The words tree-free paper don't make sense to people. Hemp paper that you find in the museums that are hundreds of years old haven't even yellowed. To supplement the wood, we could solve the deforestation problem.
Why isn't it cost effective to use hemp versus the forest industry right now?
The simple answer is because you can't grow the hemp in the United States.
As far as human beings are concerned, it's probably one of the most useful plants ever, if not the most useful plant ever, and it's illegal.
Industrial hemp is not a drug, though it is of the same species as marijuana. It is a completely different variety of plant, similar to comparing a Chihuahua with a St. Bernard.
You can't get high from industrial hemp, but you can get high from marijuana. This is the only industrialized country in the world that doesn't grow industrial hemp. I mean, think how crazy it is that we can eat the product, we can sell the product, we can wear the product, we can export the product, import it, manufacture it, everything but grow it. We can't grow this thing. It's criminal.
And there you have it. After 2 years of research, our quest for answers has only left us with more questions. And the only thing that really seems to make sense is that none of it makes any sense.
It's a weird thing that you do when you make nature against the law.
We're worried about things going extinct, and yet the policy on the most useful plants in the world is that they should all be eliminated and driven to extinction.
Absolutely, they should still be concerned about youngsters using. But we're concerned about youngsters using alcohol, tobacco, driving automobile, whatever. But that it should be the kind of prohibition that it is now, rather than regulation, it cannot be sustained in a rational society.
I believe it would be more ignorant of me to listen to somebody who's trying to oppress me than it would be to just ignore the ignorant and go on with what I think is right. Even now, this interview is being conducted. I've smoked pot all morning. This is what I look like high.
There's a great quote that life is a tragedy to those who feel and a comedy to those who think. And if you are a thinker and you look at the marijuana situation and you're not laughing, you're fucking dumb.
Do you think marijuana will ever be legalized in Canada or the United States?
Yes. I don't know about the United States, but it will be legalized in Canada. I won't be alive to see it.
I used to believe it was right around the corner back in the 1970s.
Check out the gray hair. I confess to being 61. I believe it will happen. I didn't used to. As recently as 2 or 3 years ago, I was convinced it was not going to happen in my lifetime.
I wish you didn't ask me that question, but I would say I think it will be.
It's always a possibility. There can be breakthroughs to reason.
All we have to do to end it
is get 50% of Congress plus one human being to say it's over, and it's over.
There's a movement in this country, and some people have more faith in it than I do. Maybe from hosting Fear Factor all those years, I've lost my faith in human beings and their intelligence.
I think it's inevitable. I believe that the truth will set us free, and I think the truth is infectious, and I think that while cannabis per se is not addictive, learning about it quickly becomes.
When I published Marijuana Reconsidered, I, in the last chapter, predicted that once people understood these things about marijuana, the prohibition would be gone. It would be gone in 10 years. Carl Sagan, who was a very good friend of mine, read the manuscript and he said, "Lester, you're so pessimistic. 10 years?" You know, well, here we are, 45 years later, and nothing has happened. Nonetheless, it can't help but happen. I mean, you can't sustain a lie like that forever.